All right, we are live, and you just missed a very inappropriate thunderous belch from the Lupagus.
It wasn't that thunderous. Disgusting. We are finally back. We are finally live again. It feels so good to be back in our normal Wednesday time slots. We weren't there Sunday after the game. We weren't there last week before the game, but we're here now, and we are ready to talk Minnesota Vikings football. Just some things with the Vikings, where they're at now in the season, and obviously the game coming up against the Baltimore Ravens.
We're back. We are older. We are not wiser. We're wrinklier. Lupagus's beard is getting gray. He's growing it in to shoot some deer this weekend.
Hell yeah. Got to have the hunting beard. You got to keep those cheeks warm and out of the wind.
Yeah, keep those cheeks warm. We'll give her a little bit here, see if anybody hops on.
Yeah, we're up to 13. That's pretty impressive.
Never show weakness. We got Patrick Harms in the house talking to himself. Appreciate it.
Holy shit, we just dropped. We just lost a whole bunch.
That is expected. 3-4 Vikings traveling to the Baltimore Ravens. The hot 5-2 Ravens. I don't know if they're hot, but they're 5-2.
Yeah, they're definitely a good football team at home against the Minnesota Vikings team. Oh my God, we got $5 already. Patrick Harms.
Patrick Harms. Look at that guy. Hell yeah, my man.
What? Good old Patrick. I call him PH.
I'd like to sit down and watch Grumpy Old Men with Patrick Harms. It's a great movie.
I'd like to watch a good old Stepmom Stuck video with Patrick Harms.
I'm sure he's seen plenty of those.
Yeah, I think he's maybe directed a couple too.
Well, considering the Vikings are 3-4, a horrible Cowboys game, I'm actually surprised there's 16 people here right now. I figured everybody is jumping ship and the dream is over.
Yeah, I didn't know how it would go. How these lives are going to pan out with the season. If there's more, if the season's good, if there's less, if the season's bad. But right now, we're hovering around average.
Boy, you're a little more optimistic than myself. Ellis Gregor. Yeah, all right, finally we can start. He's here.
All right, we can start. Ellis Gregor is here.
Gave us.
All right, So let's hop into this thing, and I think we got to talk about this Vikings, where they're at right now, and the trade deadline came and went. Minnesota Vikings made no move, so we're stuck with this current roster. We're stuck with this current coaching regime. Mike Zimmer is still here. There was no complete overhaul, no knee-jerk reaction after the loss to Dallas. So what do you guys think is more likely to happen? Is this whole season going to implode with the games coming up here, or are the Vikings going to actually turn this ship around and make that playoff push? What is more likely to happen?
Let's hear it. Viking Jerome in the house. Mike Sullivan, Vikings are done. Put a fork in them. In the house, but so is Zimmer.
Skull in your hole, baby. Viking Jerome, always good for that one.
Skull in your hole, yes. What are the Vikings going to do? They're going to shit the bed. They're going to implode. Bob Swede has clearly been drinking his Voodoo Ranger. 14-3. I love the optimism.
Wait, how do we get a victory?
Just give it to him.
Or lost off the board?
Let him have it.
Bob Swede's got a magical eraser.
He's not counting the Cowboys game. Nobody is. 13-4, Bob. Mike Sullivan cleaned some damn house. Well, like my thought is, like, your question is, are they going to turn things around, or is it going to be a complete implosion? Anybody who knows the Vikings, Tim Voss, if Zimmer isn't fired by Thanksgiving, I will leak my own nudes. We're going to hold you to that. We absolutely hold you to that. Patrick Harms. Monomedai in the house. Let's see what he's got to say. Vikings will turn around with or without Zimmer. Too much talent. I feel things are going to get bad. It wasn't bad plays, blah, blah, blah. Monomedai.
Don't you ever blah, blah, blah.
I'm sorry. I was reading in my head. So Monomedai better. Trevor Davis, not. Confidence is not high. Patrick Harms says they're going to make the playoffs. I could see somehow. So here's my thought is, we know the Vikings. We know Mike Zimmer. They start off piss poor to mildly average. Right now they're 3-4, and I know our schedule is not overly fantastic, but they're going to find a way to win some games, to just hang around. When's the last time they shit the bed? I mean, completely shit the bed. 5-11, I think we were that one year. They're not going to. They're going to end up with 7 wins. So 7-10. They're gonna end up right around 7 to 8 wins. It'll never just be a complete blow up. I can't see it.
If you're comparing the two, what is more likely to happen?
Yeah,
I'm
but
gonna
right
say,
there, nailed it.
I think it's more likely that this thing's going to go south. If they have another bad loss where the offense is looking inept, ballless play calling, Kirk Cousins dinking and dunking, someone's going to turn, whether it's a receiver turning on Cousins turning on Zim, something's going to get ugly here. And I think a total implosion where the players quit is much more likely at this point than the Vikings rallying to make a playoff push. Will it happen? I don't know, but I think it's more likely to happen than the playoff push.
I think it's more likely, but I don't think they're going to make a playoff push. I think they're just going to be right around the middle. I think they're going to, like we'll get into it, but the Baltimore Chargers, there's no reason we should win either of those games, but something tells me we'll probably win one just to be like, what the hell? Throw a wrench in it and F with our emotions. And there will be a couple of those down the way. I mean, I still think we'll split with Green Bay regardless how bad we are.
Well, that's a good question. Do we even have any emotions left for the season right now?
I'm a nice vanilla pudding. I got nothing. Very plain inside.
I mean, I don't have any expectations. I definitely have emotions watching the game. I'll get pissed off. I'll get excited. That's just going to happen. But as far as expectations go, yeah, there's not many left. So great segue off that topic. So looking at this team, looking at the schedule coming up, what do you see as far as the record goes? What is the floor? What is the ceiling? What's the worst they could do? What's the best they could do?
Oh, Matamidai. You gotta give this man some props for his optimism here.
I don't know. I only know him as Mitch.
No, Mitch. Daniel Garcia. Yeah, they really aren't that great. I mean, it took a 70-yard field goal to beat the Lions. 68-yard, whatever the hell it was. All right. So what is the floor and what is the ceiling as far as wins?
Yeah.
Let's see some in the comments too. Floor and ceiling right now. Vikings 3-4, mildly gross schedule ahead of us. Only 2 more. Jason saying 5-12.
So that's his ceiling. His ceiling is 5-12.
Might just be a prediction. Tim Voss. Where'd it go? Voss going to the Chargers game. He wants to have some damn wine coolers.
Like the Seagrams ones, or
is there any other kind? Viking Jerome 7-10 at best, 8-9. Garcia 12-5 ceiling. Again, very optimistic.
Wow. I
got my floor right now. We're 3-4. I got my floor at 6 wins. 6 wins, and that is if Packers sweep us, we're gonna get a win from the Bears. We'll get some wins that we should. But my ceiling, which is kind of depressing here, is only 8 wins. That's all I got.
Yeah, mine's pretty close. I think my floor is probably 5 wins. I think that's the absolute worst they could do. Looking at the ceiling, I mean, potentially, I think you split with the Packers. You could sweep the Bears. You'll beat the Lions again. That's 4 wins right there. And you look at the Steelers, the Niners kind of shaky. So I'm going to say the ceiling is absolute ceiling would be 9 wins.
Well, the thing that'll be interesting is that they could actually implode is even Zimmer's press conference today. He just seems like he's just been beaten up. I mean, he just seems not into it at all. And if that starts rubbing off on some of the players, Danielle Hunter's out. We know Patrick Peterson is out. So some big time players are out in some very important games. So it could definitely fall off the rails quick, and it could get pretty ugly.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. You saw the text he sent to his daughter that she put on Instagram. Supposedly it was from him. Only thing that makes him happy is his twin grandsons right now. That is a coach who's not in a good spot mentally. And you think all the negativity and the way the season's gone with these close games, tough losses, it is definitely wearing on him. And I just get the sense he's a guy who's I'm not even going to say his head coaching career. Maybe his entire coaching career is getting to the end.
Oh, yeah. When he's done with the Vikings, he ain't going anywhere. He's going to go to that beautiful ranch, retire, Probably drinks some sort of really expensive whiskey.
Really? I think he's more of a beer guy. He might have a couple of these.
He is. Purple Haze, we're bumming him out. You know, I think we're just being a little bit realistic, but there's got to be something positive out of what give us something positive, Lepagus.
About what?
Anything. Purple Haze needs to lift me up.
Christian Darrisaw looks pretty damn good.
Hell yeah, he looks good.
Greg Joseph made all his kicks.
Positivity. Purple Haze, we're turning around. Let's see.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right, so let's go on the next topic. I don't know if this is going to bring the positivity up or not, but Danielle Hunter out for the season. Are we ever going to see this guy in that beautiful shade of purple again?
Oh, man.
What do you guys think? Danielle Hunter, ever going to see him again?
We made Purple Haze feel better. That's all that matters.
Good.
Well, the way they did his contract, I'm not going to pretend I'm Rob Brzezinski here and break this thing down, but they were very strategic on the way they did his contract because coming off that neck injury, they gave him a shit ton of his bonus up front, giving him a lot of money and then giving them the option to have some sort of out after this year. I think it was $18 million roster bonus, and then it kicks in the 5th day of the 2022 season. So I know there's some flexibility to get rid of him. Whether that's a cut, whether that's a trade. If they completely blow shit up, Danielle Hunter's going to be, what, 28 next year?
He's still very young, yeah, something like that.
He's still young. I mean, it would be a big, crazy-ass move to get rid of him. But if they blow shit up and it's over, I absolutely think they could move on from Danielle Hunter. I hate saying it. I don't want it to happen.
Well, you got to think any new regime coming in is going to want to have Danielle Hunter on this roster. I mean, why would you not? But if you are blowing it up, then you got to trade him. I'd hate to flat out cut him. You got to get something for him. Don't just let this guy go. I know he's coming off 2 years, very injury-riddled years, but this guy was on fire earlier in the season. Cooled off a hair, but, I mean, you wonder how the Cowboys game would be different if he would have been in there. I know he's not throwing the ball, but still having that guy on the field, maybe Cooper Rush doesn't have time to make some of those passes that he did, but it's hard to say. I can't really. I'm going to kind of take the easy way out and just say I can't make a comment one way or the other on this if he's going to be back or not.
Well, and Patrick Harms bring us a good point. You wouldn't just cut his ass. You're going to trade him, but what's his value? He missed the whole last season. Yeah. Now he's missing a big chunk of that. So whatever we got for him would not equal what he's worth. Danielle Hunter, when he's out there, we all know he is one of the best. And he's still only going to be 28 years old. Seems like he's been in the league for like 10 years. So I definitely hope he stays. I don't want him to go, but anything is possible after this year. We got so many guys on that defense on 1-year contracts. Next year is going to be pretty much a freaking rebuild anyways.
Watch your mouth.
I wanted him to go elsewhere. Maybe after this one I will.
Yeah. Again, all right, I'm going to backtrack. I'm going to say he will be back. We'll see him again.
If I had to predict, I'll say he's going to be back because he's one of the best, and it would be crazy not to bring him back. So that's my prediction.
And I think, what Harms, just jumping off what Patrick Harms said, if his trade value isn't what you think you should get for him, then you find a way to bring him back. You're not going to let this guy just walk. So Brzezinski can make it work contract-wise. I have no doubt in that. So, yes, I would definitely just keep him on the roster at that point.
Bob Swede, he's going to the Purple Haze positivity.
Yes.
He's going to be able to play till he's 45 years old because of all these injuries.
The Tom Brady of defensive ends is what he's going to be.
Oh, hell yeah. Man.
Oh, God. All right, we're still not quite getting in the Ravens just yet. A couple more things we want to touch on. The first one is this. Oli Udoh. 3 games now. Not great. Is it now officially Wyatt Davis time? Is it time to make this move?
Well, I'll let you go. I've been hogging the.
Well, I want to see what everybody else says before I jump in here.
I know what I'd like to see, but I also know what's going to happen. Wyatt Davis time. Did the Vikings get another year with Pierce? He signed a 3-year contract. I believe he does, Ellis Gregor.
I think that first year was voided. Who the hell is Wyatt Davis? Goddamn Mitch. Yes, it's Wyatt Davis time. I'm going to answer. It absolutely is. It was last week. It was the week before. What are you waiting on with Oli Udo? You've seen enough. Yeah, he started off great. He's cooled off. He's nothing but a penalty machine, a flag magnet. Get Wyatt Davis out there. Get him on the field. He's your third-round pick. See what you got. You're 3-4. You just lost a fucking Cooper Rush on national TV. Put Wyatt Davis out there. What do you got to lose? You got nothing to lose.
Mono Midai is having some issues. Let's see. They don't even. I would love to see Wyatt Davis. I would love for it to be Wyatt Davis time. Patrick Harms is pretty much just makes my point here. The guy's not even active. I don't know if this is because he's just not ready. What the deal is? I mean, he's not active. So he not even
active last week. He was active the week before.
He's not even close to getting on the field. I don't expect to see him one damn bit. I think Oli Udo could come out, shit the bed for the rest of the season, and we're not going to see Wyatt Davis. I just don't think it's going to happen.
But here's the problem. I mean, you didn't do the rebuild. You didn't start tearing this thing down with the trade deadline. So these are the things you want to see. You want to see these young guys to start getting more playing time. If Rick Spielman is going to be here beyond this year, he needs to know what he has on this roster. So not only should it be Wyatt Davis time, but we need to start seeing Chaz Surratt, get Kellen Mond active on game days. If the game's a blowout, one way or the other, start getting him on the field, start getting these guys some reps so they're not coming in completely raw, completely virgins next year. They need to get some experience. So it's time to start getting these rookies some action.
Well, we also have to be honest and say we wanted it to be Pat Elflein time. We wanted it to be Drew Samia time. And when they finally got out there, we are always wondering, why aren't they out there? Why aren't they out there? And then they put them out there and they were dog shit. So we got to give the coaching staff a little bit of credit at this point for how wrong everybody has been as far as these guards. So Wyatt Davis probably just isn't ready, because if he was, he'd be out there.
Well, I mean, they kept Ezra Cleveland off, and when he came in, he played just as a little bit better.
Fine. He's not great.
Yeah, he played just fine. And Oli Udo, I mean, this is not really a knock on Oli. I'm not saying Oli Udo is horrible. Oli Udo is not Drew Samia. He's way better than Drew Samia. He's better than Dakota Dozier. He's still very serviceable. But I think Wyatt Davis can come in and play just as good as he's playing now. And you need to know what you have in the third-round rookie. So, yes, I would get Wyatt Davis on the field now. I would do it this week, and I'll just keep him in there the rest of the way. Woo!
How do we rate the ship? Blueprint, 4 dubs.
That will help. 7-4 would be very nice. Bob Sweet would have us at 8-3.
They would have to play out of their minds. They'd have to play out of their minds. Their defense would have to all of a sudden just all come together without one of their best players. The offense would have to say screw it and take their training wheels off. And Kirk Cousins would have to start calling audibles on every play. That's how you get 4 wins.
Kirk Cousins can't call audibles. He can't call timeouts. He has training wheels on his car. He can't do anything.
I'm just saying. That's what would have to happen to get 4 wins.
Oh, you got to put Tim Boss's other comment on. It was way better.
I didn't see it. Oh, this one?
Yes.
Long lost brother.
Wyatt. Flamboyant. Very flamboyant.
Right. When you say Kenny, you know what? That is a great question. I would have. Did he end up getting a kick return last week?
No, Cowboys are scared to death of him.
Put his ass in the backfield. Let's see what he's got. Give him a screen pass. Anything. Give us some sort of hope.
I would rather see a 2-yard pass behind 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage pass to Kenny and Ngwanu than would CJ Ham. I think Ngwanu can make something happen there. So, yeah, why not? Give him a couple touches. Again, like I just said, Davis, Ngwanu, Chaz Surratt, Kellen Mond, let's get them all some action. What the hell are we waiting for?
Chaz Surratt. They're going to wait until same reason they didn't make any trades or try to unload anyone. They
still think they can win.
Still think they're in it. And who knows? We will see. Like last year, we were 1-5. Came back. They are not ones to just cash it in.
All right, so let's move on. Dan Hanzus from NFL.com released his power rankings today. Vikings came in at 19 out of 32. Is that too high? Is that too low? Or is it just right? Where do you guys feel Minnesota Vikings being the 19th overall team in the NFL right now, according to Mr. Hanzus?
Wow. And a lot of Patterson love in the comments tonight.
Oh, he's a great guy. I mean, he's been here forever. He's done a hell of a job coaching this defense, and he's I think he's pretty stand up. He's pretty honest when he comes up and speaks to the media. So that'll get you some instant respect right there. But
what he's done with this, what he's done with some of these defensive linemen is amazing. So if Zimmer were some way to get canned, which I don't think is going to happen, I would really hope they give it to Patterson and not Kubiak.
I mean, who else would it be? I mean, I don't think you can do Kubiak. We still have what's his chops, who has some old coaching experience. That lineman coach, the hell's his name?
I think you're making people up.
No, they fired him, then they brought him back. I think he was the Bills head coach for a year. Real turd.
He's making people up. 19th overall, I think, is very generous at this point. I mean, I'm surprised if I'm ranking the Vikings right now, losing the Cooper Rush, that drops you down quite a bit. I'm talking 25th overall.
Rick Dennison was who I was thinking of. Rick Dennison.
Sage Myers, absolutely. Shout out to him for being the 20th Patreon. If you haven't signed up for our Patreon page, hit it up. We're gonna be doing the giveaway. We do a drawing every month for our patrons for One Bar and Lupagus swag, generally a hoodie. But we're gonna do it on this show for sure.
Hell yeah, we're doing it tonight. So if you are not in the drawing, only one way to do it. That's to sign up for the Patreon and do it right now. Your name will be in the drawing if you sign up right now. Yes, 19 to me. You said it was too high.
Right? Way too generous. Way too generous.
Yeah, I agree. Look at some of the teams that he actually had below the Vikings. He had the Colts, the Broncos. I would put them way ahead of the Vikings. Hell, I put the Panthers, Eagles, even the Giants ahead of the Vikings because I think the Vikings played any of those teams right now, they would probably lose. So I think the Vikings more probably like 23, 24 range. That's where I put them. I think that's very fair.
23, 20. Yeah. No, that's fair. I think we're on the same page there. Charlie Boltman calling our bluff, asking what defensive lineman has he turned into a stud. He's done pretty damn well with late round picks. Has he not?
Well, you look at Stephen Redley turned out to be more than anybody expected. He's doing a pretty good job.
Armand Watts.
Well, Denable had a decent year there once.
He's a seventh rounder. The 7th round pick.
Yeah. I mean, look at even Everson Griffin was a 4th round pick.
I think he's done pretty good.
Absolutely.
There's been more guys. There's got to be more guys.
Look what we did with Jared Allen. I'm just kidding. That was a little bit before his time.
It was. Tayshaun Bauer. He gave Tayshaun Bauer a hell of a preseason 1 year.
He did. He really did. All right, so let's turn the page here. We're moving beyond the Cowboys. We are going to the Baltimore Ravens, and we always do this segment every single week. But let's hop into it first. Who is your favorite Baltimore Raven of all time? Kind of I don't know. To me, the Ravens are always kind of one of these gross teams that, like, you know, they were a former, they turned from the Colts into the Ravens. I don't know. Their jerseys are kind of bleh, and I don't know. It's not a lot of sex appeal to this team.
They've won a Super Bowl.
Wait, what are you sending out to our viewers here, One Bar?
I don't know. Patrick, I think someone else sent that over. Sage Myers is drinking a Bud. Tim Voss, Kyle Bowler, hell yeah. Ray Lewis, Dennis Pita. God, there's a name from the past.
Yeah, Dennis Pita.
Sherman Haskins is giving us a little bit of credit here. Our monk Watts.
Oh, Robinson.
Matt Burke, another Ray Lewis.
No, Matt Burke is not loved by these hosts of the show. And one day we'll tell you why.
Well, to be clear, it was because we were really, really inebriated at Mankato training camp. And he didn't want to talk to us. And you know what? I'm on his side now. I don't blame him. Ed Reed.
No. As he biked away, we gave him a mouthful. Well-deserved.
We did, and it wasn't appropriate. Todd Heap. Joe Flacco. Who the hell is that? Ryan Maffey? Practice squad half season. We grew up together. All right. Got to give it to him. Willis McGahee. There we go.
Yeah.
Gentle Ray Rice. Too soon. Ed Reed.
It is.
Patterson
that's a
didn't
good
do
one.
anything with him. Oh man, this Patterson, this might have to be an episode where we break down all the players that Patterson coached up. Another Ed Reed.
Yeah.
Just to be clear, I haven't had any notifications on that Patreon page yet. Not hearing anything.
What? They don't want to get in the drawing?
I'm up against. I'm a little bit worried that you and I might have the same favorite Raven of all time.
Nah, I don't think so.
Matamita, my favorite Raven is a dead Raven. Mine's easy. Ooh, Chris McAllister. There's another name. Mine's easy. He might not have been very good, but I wanted him more than anything. Safety from Notre Dame, Tom Zibikowski. Loved that guy. Tough as shit. Was a boxer. He was a hitter. I think he only played for like 4 years. I think he actually went to the Colts after Baltimore. I'm not sure. But Tom Zibikowski, something about the draft every year. I always want that hard-hitting safety, and he was the guy, and I loved him.
Yeah. One year we got him, it was Greg Blue, and he sucked. But yes, Zibikowski is a name I completely forgot about. But you know, I go back to, you mentioned the draft. So I have one, but my 1A is Terrell Suggs. It was rumored we were going to take him that year that we didn't put our draft pick in. We waited, and I think the Ravens actually jumped ahead, and they did get Terrell Suggs before we drafted. We ended up with Kevin Williams. It was we did fine. Terrell Suggs did pan out. But my number one guy, I always go to this position. It's my position that's closest to my heart. It's tight end. I gotta go Todd Heap. That guy was just money in the bank. One of Sexual Mocha, Tony Gonzalez were two of the top tight ends of their time. And I love me some Todd Heap, just a solid player, reliable player, and a guy who always produced. So Mr. Todd Heap. I know someone else already mentioned him on here, but that is my boy.
Yeah, Todd Heap was good. I'm pretty sure he was on every fantasy team every year. Love Todd Heap.
Oh, yeah. Fantastic. Hell of a player. So, looking at these Ravens.
Jacoby Jones, Peter Boulware. Shit.
Yeah.
All these names.
Yeah, this is some good names. Mark Clayton was one I actually liked, too. I don't know if he really did much.
Ron Johnson, former Gopher.
Hell yeah.
Horrible
Ravens. All right. What's the biggest concerns when we go on the road to face the Baltimore Ravens? What worries you the most? What keeps you up at night? If you even lose sleep over this team anymore, I don't know if you do or not. I could not sleep on Sunday night. I just too riled up, too angry. It took me a while. I had to take about 17 melatonins to fall asleep, but finally did.
Yeah, no, regardless of what the record is, a close game was always going to kill me. It's always going to kill my sleep. What worries me about the Ravens is the obvious. I mean, it's Lamar Jackson. How can that not worry you? Look at what he's doing this year. Look what he's done. Not only is he continuing to run all over everybody's ass, but he's actually staying in the pocket a little bit more, and he's actually making some pretty damn good throws, which is a little scary. So Lamar Jackson, I think it could get very, very ugly. I'd feel much better if Danielle Hunter was up in his ass this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. Lamar Jackson is fear number one, and with a bullet, I mean, that is what he can do and what he could do to this offense or defense is scary. Look at what Kyler Murray did. He had a huge game against the same type of player, able to scramble around, create the extra time in the pocket, chuck the ball down the field to speedy options like Hollywood. And, you got the good tight end Mark Andrews there. You got young Rashad Bateman. Minnesota Vikings will probably let him have a huge game, as we do with most rookies. So expect a breakout game from Mr. Bateman. But look at this defense, too. There's some things that are going to scare the shit out of you. Clay Campbell, number one, going against this old line. If I'm actually going to move him, maybe right around the Garrett Bradbury area, just have him crash down there with Brandon Williams. Attack that weak spot. Could be a long day for Kirk Cousins. Justin Houston's on this defense. Patrick Queen, Tyus Bowser. I mean, there's all kinds of weapons here. It could be a tough day for Minnesota Vikings coming off a really, really inept offensive performance too.
Yeah, and another thing that the Ravens don't get enough love for is their run defense. They're like fourth in the league for stuffing the run. And we're going to need to get the run going to open up that pass. Luckily, the Ravens absolutely are dog shit against the pass. So a little bit of glimmer of hope is the fact that we're going to be able to throw on these guys. But that run defense, Dalvin Cook's going to have his hands full. So hopefully they do mix in a little Kene and Wangu. Mix it up.
So are we actually going to attack the secondary, or are we just going to keep going with the negative 2-yard passes and the screens and the dump offs?
After last week, if they don't come out even if they're 3-and-out, and throw 50-yard plus pass each play just to wipe everybody's minds from last week. We deserve that. We deserve it.
Yeah, and you know what? Knowing this Minnesota Vikings team, that's probably what we're going to see. Everybody's, going to lean toward this being very ugly and very Baltimore one-sided. But again, the Vikings, that's what they do. They show up when we least expect them to, and they don't show up when we expect them to. So, and I think that kind of segues right into their next topic here.
Well, let's talk about the Ravens quick, because even though they're 5-2, we saw comments on it earlier. They don't appear to be an overly fantastic team. And when I was doing Schooling with the Enemy last night, even that guy was not sold on the Ravens. They're not fantastic, and the fact that they just got blown up by the Bengals. They beat the Chiefs. Who else did they beat? They beat another really good team. They beat the Chargers. They're very, very inconsistent. So we can catch the Ravens on a shit week. Granted, they're coming off of a bye and an ugly loss, so they're probably going to be pretty damn hungry. But it's not like we're going against this Ravens team that right now is a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. Is there the Vikings have any shot when this game was the next topic? And absolutely, they do, because Ravens, huge turd against the Bengals. What was the score of that one? 41 to...
Not great. 14 or something. It wasn't many.
Yeah, not good at all. And then they, like you said earlier, they have to kick a record field goal to beat the Detroit Lions. Our field goal that we had to kick against the Lions was much closer. So I think we're that much better than the Ravens based on the distance of the field goal needed to beat the Lions. So there is a team that can have a turd, and they're going to need to have a turd if the Vikings are going to go on the road to Baltimore, way out east, and win this game. Who knows what the weather's going to be? It could be cold. It could be windy. It could be wet. I don't know what it's going to be, but there's so many factors against the Vikings in this game, which means they're probably going to show up and all of a sudden look like the team that the talent on this roster just shows that they could be.
And after a gross loss against the Cowboys on prime time against their backup quarterback who has never played, it would be nothing more Vikings-esque than to come out and beat the Ravens by 10 plus points and just have everybody just scratching their nuts saying what the hell just happened.
Yeah. And it's weird that we're even expecting this to a point where it could easily go the other way, and it could be a complete blowout, but that's not what the Vikings do. They so far this season, they've matched who they've played. You look at the Arizona Cardinals game, they're throwing the ball like crazy, putting up points against a good offense. They're playing tough, physical football against the Browns. The Lions, they play down to the Lions. The Panthers are kind of up and down. They almost gave that one away. And they could keep up with the Ravens because that's what the Vikings do. They're chameleons this year. They're freaking chameleons. They just copy they're mimics. They're nothing but a bunch of mimics. I think, what's her name showed her tits in that movie.
I've never heard of that movie. I guess
Mimic. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you who it was.
Mimic. Yeah. Well, the thing is, if they beat the Ravens on the road, all of a sudden, regardless of what we've seen in the past, we all know damn well we're also going to be on the train again, playoff train. That train's going to be cruising, and I can't wait. So I hope they come out and kick the Ravens' ass, give us a jolt up our ass, and going into the Chargers game, confidence will be very high, very high.
I think it was Mira Sorvino who showed her breasts in Mimic.
I don't know who that is. I don't know what the movie is, but I will watch it later. I guarantee it.
No, you won't. It's like a horror movie with a giant cockroach thing or something.
All right, that sounds horrible. That sounds horrible. Tim Voss says Mira. I think you guys are on the same page. A lot of shit. Oh, there we go. We got multiples. Ellis Gregor, you pervert.
He loves horror movies. He knows all about Mimic.
Sage Myers. We need to get rid of Bradbury. Yes. A lot of people giving some shit about the CJ Ham. Hope you know what, I won't mind. I love CJ Ham. Everybody loves CJ Ham. Let's just maybe have him inactive this week and call it good.
Well, that's one thing. I mean, go back and show all the stuff that's popped up on Twitter. Kirk Cousins missing these open guys. I mean, it was bad. The one where he thumped off the CJ Ham with two linebackers on, that was 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Adam Thielen's open over the top with nobody covering him. KJ Osborne was way open in the left end of the end zone at one point. Cousins is throwing the other way to a guy who's covered. I don't know. Kirk Cousins just had a complete ass turd of a game, and hopefully that's behind him, and he's moving on, looking like the Kirk we saw earlier in the season.
Well, it was prime time. That's what he does. And come Sunday, he's going to show up. He's going to pull out those big old balls, and he's going to rip shit up and throw for about 380 on that putrid Ravens pass defense. I did not see Patrick Mahomes. I don't know. I didn't see anything about that.
I didn't see anything either.
I don't at this point right now. I don't believe Patrick.
Why? Because what he said about what did he say about your pubes?
He said I mailed him some pubes, so I don't believe him on this one either. Should we give away the Patreon hoodie or what?
Well, I don't. Did anyone else sign up?
No, they didn't, which is fine. That's all right.
That's embarrassing. That was our ruse to do the drawing during this live.
Well, we will we'll do this. I just got to pull up my thing. You keep talking about stuff that's really
I don't know. I don't know. It's just so frustrating, this team. I mean, they're so hard to figure out. It's hard to get a pulse on. I just wish like you could expect the same thing of this team every single week, whether that's an explosive offense, a stiff defense that's hard to score on, consistent kicking, good special teams. There's nothing about this team that's the same week in and week out. It's always a mixed bag. You don't know what you're going to get. It's the freaking Forrest Gump of the NFL.
Don't know what you're going to get. It's more like the box of chocolates, not Forrest Gump.
Yeah, but it was a Forrest Gump reference. So Mia Sorvino was not in that movie, but she was in Mimic.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, you would if you saw her. She was kind of popular in the late 90s. She had a bit of a stretch. Charlie Boltman. I'm enjoying Charlie Boltman tonight. He's I wouldn't say he's being negative. He's being just very statistical. Very blunt. Rick Spielman has the same record as the Bengals. Why didn't he go with the Bengals GM if you can compare GM to GM?
That's fair. Bengals had a couple good years though.
I saw a stat where the Vikings haven't had one of 7 teams that haven't been above 500 since 2019.
All right, I did it. I know the winner of the Patreon page monthly drawing of the One Bar and Lupagus hoodie that you can wear with pride in your local VFW or Legion.
Or your local True Value store.
Local True Value store. And you know what? I don't think he's on tonight. Which would have been nice if he was, but he's not.
Damn it.
And it's one of our new ones. He was our 19th subscriber. It is Sean Harris. Sean Harris is taking home those beautiful threads. So I will reach out to Sean Harris. Remember, you can still sign up. You get the weekly mystery video, which we'll be doing tomorrow.
It's
monthly
so mysterious.
swags and shout outs. What more could you ask
and
for?
I will come and personally check you for ticks.
Yes, and Lupagus and I will be going to each and everyone's house and Christmas caroling this December.
I'm like the limo driver from Love Actually.
Okay, Jack Crick. I feel like we get along great, but that's just silly talk.
Yeah, what the hell, Jack? What's wrong with you?
That's just silly talk. So let's go to some bold predictions for the game this Sunday. Bold predictions. Not Justin Jefferson's going to have 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's not bold. It needs to be bold. Bold. Key word. I got a bold prediction. I predict that Lupagus won't grab another beer.
No, I don't think I'm going to.
Congrats, Sean. A lot of very good sportsmanship here.
Well, there's a second part of that story.
Huh?
Bob?
Zimmer, Tim Voss meltdown on the sideline. We're gonna open this up. Should we have people come on or not?
Oh yeah, Bob. If it doesn't fit, there's other uses for a cloth garment. They're absorbent.
As you're watching the Mina Ciervo movie or whatever.
Oh yeah.
All right, you guys want to come on? There it is. You got a bold prediction. We want to see your faces. So click on that link, and we will bring you on. I'm still trying to think of my bold prediction. I kind of got one, but not really. Zim will shit his pants on the sideline. That's bold.
God.
That's very bold.
That is bold. It's gonna reek. Zim just takes power dumps.
But Zim's got a diaper on. You can't tell.
No way. He got no diaper.
Zimmer fired at halftime. That's all right. We got Patrick. Patrick's coming in the house. Bold prediction.
If he has a bag of pubes in his hands, I'm going to lose.
Where's those pubes, Mr. Harm?
I'm not showing them off. Everyone's just going to get jealous and pissed. I can't do that.
You're right.
He's got them in a frame in his bedroom.
What do you got? What do you got for a bold prediction?
I'm going to keep this one simple. This will be Zimmer's last game as head coach.
That is bold. It is bold.
It 100%.
Wow.
And if they lose this game and he is still the coach after this, then the Wolves obviously don't care about winning.
There you have it.
So simple as that. Zimmer's last game as head coach, because I don't think they stand a chance on beating the Ravens.
Oh, my God.
Baby. Thank you, sir.
Yep.
I got to say, stepping off what Patrick said, I actually think there's a stronger chance that Zimmer will be the one to resign. I just feel like that's where he is mentally, physically. He's worn down. If anything, I think he resigns before he gets fired.
I could see that. I'm on the same page here. Let's go to SSM Creations.
Ooh!
One of the OGs. SSM is clearly
hello. I'm in the dark.
He's playing Dexter tonight.
So I say that with a spark inside of DJ Wanham after Danielle goes out for the year with injury, he leads this Vikings pass rush, totaling up to 5 sacks on Lamar Jackson.
Whoa!
SSM.
He's scrambling. He's gonna scramble too much.
Just Wanham or the entire defense?
The entire defense.
Okay.
Wanham will lead.
Okay.
2.5.
All right.
Love it. Love it. SSM. Thank you, sir.
I'm pretty sure he's in my closet right now.
Yeah, he's coming. He's coming very hot and heavy. All right. There's the link. If you want to hop on, give us your bold prediction. We got Matamidai.
Mitch.
Let's do this, sir. What do you got, buddy?
There he is. There he is.
Mike Zimmer is going to have a perfect time management game. There's going to be no fuck ups. You know, all our timeouts will be used perfectly. And then Patrick Jones is going to go off when he starts.
Matamidai, that's the boldest prediction we've ever heard. We love it. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, anytime.
All right, Matamidai. Stepping up.
Matamidai. I love it. I love it. I'm going to put it out there one more time. There's the link. Anybody wants to come on, give your bold prediction. We are ready. Tim Voss, you're dreaming, Mitch.
Goddamn, Mitch.
One can hope. One can hope. Patrick Harms, you know what? That's actually, he does seem fairly stubborn. We'll see.
Yeah, but also I know when a guy's worn down. He's like Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi.
Don't be a nerd.
I'm going to be a nerd. It's a great reference, and it makes sense in this case. Yeah, you know what? Matamidai is probably getting spankings right now.
No. He's giving spankings.
Beer ass is out.
Something tells me Mira Sorvino is going to be a topic for weeks to come.
What a set of boobs.
Jesus, pull it together a lot against. Final as far as bold predictions.
Sure. I'm not even sure they're in the movie.
It's probably the wrong movie, wrong actress. Did hear your email come in. You know, maybe we got a Patreon. You never know.
You heard an email?
I'm not going to look.
Maybe it's Mio Servino's lawyers.
And also, make sure to hit that like and subscribe video while you're here. Shameless plug.
I guess she's got an Oscar.
Hey, we did. Tim Voss, welcome to the Patreon.
What do you do? Hey, Timmy.
Mr. Voss, I thought you were already there, actually.
No way.
That's I'm kind of offended right now.
To his Patreon.
Tim Voss joins the Patreon. Mystery video coming your way tomorrow.
Lucky
and we will be at your doorstep singing Christmas carols next month. There's the link one last time. We're going to do our bold predictions. Kind of already got sniped a little bit. I feel like I need to change mine.
I actually have two.
Well, why don't you give one?
Well, my one is the Vikings will call for the third time this season back-to-back timeouts.
Oh God, that bold prediction makes me sad. Makes me very sad.
Hey, Zimmer just didn't remember doing the first one. Didn't remember.
Well, wasn't the first one Sheldon Richardson? Oh, I thought you meant
time.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no, last week he forgot he called one like 2 seconds before he called another one. Horrifying.
Ellis Gregor, Tim Voss having a nice little discussion here. Mine was kind of stolen by SSM Creations. DJ Wanham has not really done much of anything this year. This was kind of his moment. I expect him to be given the reins. I feel him smelling Patrick Jones, wanting to get that playing time and know he's on his heels. Everybody wants to see Patrick Jones. DJ Wanham's going to say, F you, man. I still got something here to prove. And I was going to say he's going to get 3 sacks, which is bold of the boldest of the bold predictions.
So maybe SSM Creations is actually in your closet and told you that, and you just stole it from him.
I didn't steal it from him. DJ Wanham has been on my brain for this bold prediction. So I'm going to hurry up and try to think of another one. But what was your other one?
I mean, really, DJ Wanham last year was kind of hot and cold. He had a great stretch, then nothing. So maybe that's who DJ Wanham is. He'll have a stretch of hotness, and then he'll just go away for a while. And maybe he's finally going to start coming back because he's been away pretty much all season long. My bold prediction, Minnesota Vikings defense holds Lamar Jackson to 189 yards or less. Total. Rushing, throwing, 189 yards. Minnesota Vikings defense is embarrassed what Cooper Rush did to them. They are mad. They have a chip on their shoulder. They're going to step it up against Lamar Jackson.
Well, we got a bold prediction about James Lynch forcing a fumble. I hope James Lynch has a lot to do with holding him to those 180. What did you say, 189?
189 or less.
189 or less. I'm sorry. I'm trying to think of another bold one, but I'm just trying to get – I'm just going to get stupid and just say something not great. So I'm sticking to my DJ Wanham, 3 sacks. I would like to say that I think Dalvin Cook is going to have himself a game, even though the Ravens run defense has been pretty good. I think they're giving up 90 yards a game or something. I think Dalvin Cook is going to run wild and get 100 plus, but that's not that bold.
Dalvin's due for one. I mean, he really hasn't had that big breakout game yet. So
Sherman Haskins is not being very nice to our Vikings team.
First 10 minutes.
I've seen a lot of comments about Patrick Burns. Who the hell is Patrick Burns?
Maybe they mean Patrick Harms.
I don't know if they're talking. It's not the first one.
What's going? Maybe he was in Mimic with Mio Servino. I don't know.
There we go. Kenny with the TD. There's nothing more I'd like to see. Let's see a freaking rookie do something, please.
Hey,
other than Darius.
Breaking news. We have breaking news from Dirk Diggler if you didn't see it.
Adam Thielen will punch Kirk. Yeah, a lot of these bold predictions.
No, there was more. There was more than that. What was the other part of it? That's the best part.
Oh, in the wiener?
He said in the wiener. In the wiener.
That's why we everybody here is on the same page. Let's just put it that way. Blake Lynch will have a pick 6. John Randall, I really appreciate you joining the show.
Wow. Will you do a shout out? Can we record you doing you're watching the One Bar and Lupagus show and it's pronounced Lupagus.
Not Lupagus. Charlie Boltman, fourth quarter passing touchdown. That is very, bold. Very bold. Well done, sir. Well done.
I would say passing first down at this point, it would be bold.
Yeah, a first down would be actually decently bold. Well, we will be back post game. Make sure to join post game. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back Friday. We'll be back Saturday. Basically, we'll be back every damn day, but make sure to join the post game. Those are always the funnest live shows for sure.
Yeah, we're all on this ride together, whether it's up, whether it's down, whether it's through a field of pure shit. We're riding this thing together, and we can all join up and talk our sorrows out or our joys out. We'll see what happens. Who knows what the Vikings are going to do.
Yes, and once again, thank you everybody for hopping on. Thanks for the donations tonight, and also Tim Voss by being our 21st Patreon. And Sean, was it Sean Harris? I forgot. Sean.
The mailman. Our local mailman, Sean Harris.
Takes home a brand new One Bar and Lupagus hoodie. I can't think of anything better.
I can't either, but think about this until you're waiting for our next vid. Coca-Cola kills insects.